Hello, everyone. Live video is starting. All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Mindfulness Monday. It's Monday, March 28th. And we are back from an amazing weekend at our first of many Inspire Life Immersion retreats. And for those of you who attended, you know how powerful the weekend was. I can still feel it. I can still feel it myself. And I know that many of you have messaged me and sharing how much it really impacted your life. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to guide you, to lead you, to facilitate, and really just to create a powerful community and a collective vortex of healing and wholeness together. So powerful. So powerful. For those of you who are curious, we are going to be doing another one this year at ARC Retreat Center, September 8th through the 11th. Mark your calendars. We've got right now 11 spots. Some of those spots may open, but for now there's 11 total, and we're already building our wait list. So if you're curious, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to Ashley at the office or Michael and apply, because we really do believe that it's important to have people who are conscious of some of the work that we talk about here at Inspire Life to create a really powerful field together, and know that when you choose to come with us and be with us, your contribution matters so much, okay? So on the topic of committing to things, here's something that I have noticed and been studying over the years, is this concept of integrity relating to overcommitting or undercommitting, and how when we say yes to so many things, and it may be exciting, maybe you're saying yes out of the FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. You're saying yes to things that don't actually align with your being. You overcommit and you lose sense of time. You lose sense of tracking your calendar. You lose sense of tracking your energy and time. So overcommitments and busyness, right? Having your calendar be so packed full that you have no white space and feeling stressed all the time. Overcommitting and saying yes to everything is actually a trauma response, specifically a fawning and a people-pleasing response, because you fear that if you say no, that you're going to be exiled from the tribe, you're going to be let go, and that can really personally impact us, because our social nervous system, and wanting to be liked and accepted by a community and a tribe of people, is a very primitive sensation and a primitive desire, right? Because if you think about in nature or our ancestors, if you are kicked out of the collective group, the chances of you surviving, especially as a human beings in isolation, goes down. Nowadays, you can live in your house alone for all of your life and like survive. You may not be thriving, but you can at least survive, right? Because of modern day technology and modern day stuff that really actually disconnects us from community and nature. I digress. Your overcommitments to things is a stress response. For example, the way that this can look is, let's say you have meeting after meeting after meeting, or appointment after appointment after appointment, or you're just, you're trying to fit more into the time space reality. And then what happens is, from meeting to meeting to meeting, or from appointment to meeting to being with your family, you're frantic, you're stressed out, you're dysregulated. And what happens is you start to operate from the brainstem, and you start to operate from your amygdala, and you collapse, and your only awareness is of yourself. And you realize, and you show up and say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm right? We all have been with that person, or maybe yourself. Maybe you're seeing this in yourself, and I'm guilty of this too, right? Everything I teach is coming from my own experience and what I'm learning about myself and learning how to get more of integrity with myself. But we've all been with those people, right? Where they're late to everything. They show up frantic, and they have no conscious awareness and impact of how it's actually impacting the collective. So just want to be truthful with y'all. Whoever is viewing this, whenever you're viewing this, don't take this personally, but also take a look at this as a loving challenge. For example, if you're showing up at our office, let's say, and you're constantly 10, 15, 20 minutes late. And I get like stuff happens, there's traffic, a meeting ran long. I would say overall, we are pretty forgiving. I think sometimes we're a little bit too forgiving. A lesson I'm learning. It's fine, whatever. It's not fine actually, because what happens is you show up late, then that ripples throughout the entire morning. That ripples throughout the entire evening, and it impacts everyone else. And so rather than saying, and it doesn't have to necessarily be at my office, it could be anywhere in your life. If you're constantly overcommitting, you create this expectation of being perfect and thinking you need to hit like, I'm on time, but then you get so stressed and then you actually lose track of time, you lose track of your energy. What's really interesting in the body is the area of the nervous system that deals with your concept and relationship with time is C1. And that's your upper cervical spine, which is the brainstem. And so when you lose track of time, where you don't feel like you have enough, or you lose sense of all time, and you're not conscious of how that impacts other people's being, guess what happens? Your heart rate goes up, C1. Your blood pressure goes up. Your digestion slows down. Your breathing changes, your energy changes, and all of a sudden you have this physiological cascade. Yes, your relationship with time and your inability to be of integrity with your time, which is really your energy, impacts your physiology. Don't believe me? Try being late for everything. Notice the anxiety, notice the heart rate, notice the digestion, notice the muscle tension. Pretty interesting, right? So this video is not to necessarily be like an attack on those of you who may be watching this and you're like, oh gosh, I show up late to my appointment a lot. Listen, I'm human. I show up late too. And I lovingly challenge and invite you to look at where in your life are you showing up late? Where in your life are you out of relationship with your time? Where in your life are you totally saying yes to everything out of fear? FOMO selling and FOMO things is a real thing. Well, if you don't sign up, you're going to miss out. Well, yeah, and you're also going to gain something else, right? You're going to miss out here, but you're going to miss in here. Mission, right? So learning how to say yes to things that actually align with your values, that are actually of integrity with who you are, and knowing that you need to say no in order to honor your integrity to yourself. And that maybe perhaps you're saying yes to things out of a trauma response because you're afraid of getting kicked out of the tribe. When in reality, you say no to one thing, another door is going to open up. A lot of this does come back to understanding, like, what are your values? And are you living into other people's values? Do you even know your values? One place you can start is asking yourself what takes up time and space and energy in your mind, asking yourself what takes up time and space and energy in your immediate environment. For me, for example, this looks like I have notebooks and books everywhere in my house. Literally, there's a notebook on like every surface in my house because I love to learn. So I can grab a pen, and let's say someone mentions something in a video, I can quick write it down because I love to learn and I love to teach. That's one of my highest values, is teaching. That's why I come on here on Mindfulness Mondays and teach and inform and educate and empower whoever's listening, even if it's one person right now or sharing this on YouTube, many people who come across our content. It inspires me, and I'm of integrity with my time, knowing that I have people to serve. And so I'm not doing anything that's not in my calendar right now. Because if I did, I would get frantic. I would miss the Mindfulness Monday. I would be late with my clients, right? So you're starting to see and paint this picture of what is your relationship with time? Are you overcommitting? Maybe looking at you overcommitting is actually a stress response. And that if in fact you want to be more at peace and ease, you need to say no to some things. A lot of people talk a lot about these concepts, but they don't actually walk the talk. One of the things that we're going to be doing at the end of April is actually shifting our office hours, because we are stepping into different things that really align with us, working with people differently. And so what we need to do to honor the integrity of our time to serve other people in their time and energy is shift our office hours. So nothing is going to change as far as the amount of office hours. The timing is just going to change, because we found that it's fragmented right now. It's honestly just fragmented. And so we have to look at, okay, here's what we're noticing, and taking the universe as a feedback loop to grow and expand and make change. Your first feedback loop of learning is your physiology. If you don't listen to your physiology, it's going to show up in your psychology. If you don't listen to your psychology and your mental dissonance, it's going to show up in your sociology and your social settings. So right now, we are receiving a lot of feedback loops from the sociological feedback loop, i.e., people having a little bit of disconnect from time, which I get in the last 2 years. Our whole concept of time has been fragmented, right? So I'm teaching this and sharing this not from a shaming and blaming, but rather to invite you to step into a level of integrity with yourself. If you feel like you're saying yes to things, but you can't actually honor the time and space energy that you committed, then maybe it's time to reevaluate what you're saying yes to. Can you show up fully? Can you actually be present? Can you be on time? Can you honor your energy and that person's energy? Are you conscious that when you are late, you're impacting the entire collective and saying, hey, rather than I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, and playing victim, say, hey, I recognize that I'm late. Can I get on the table? Can I still have the appointment? Or do I need to reschedule? Just a different level of leadership here, right? Don't play the victim. You don't have to play the victim game, but you can rise into your power and be of integrity with your commitments. And if you feel like you can't be of integrity with your commitments, stop committing. Stop saying yes. Say, hey, that doesn't work for me. I've had to say no a lot more in the last couple months than yes. And it's helped me stay in alignment with people. It's helped me be present on the table. It's helped me do things and teach in ways and host different events differently. Because I'm not frantic and I'm not scattered and I'm not willing to take on that energy. I took on that energy for a long time where I said yes to a lot of things because I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be the achiever. I wanted to do all the things. And inside, my nervous system was just go, go, go. And I'm not willing to take that on anymore because my health is number one. And the health of my clients and my practice members and teaching them is pretty close to the top as well. And people who can commit to that. Because when you can honor my time and energy, I can honor your time and energy. But if you've been in a pattern of your life and you can't show up with integrity, then you need to look at that. And if you need support and coaching in that, that is the one-on-one work I do. It's not going to happen on the table. Michael's a health and wellness coach. But if you need support in breaking through that mental dissonance, couple options. One, we can work one-on-one. It's a different investment point because it's more of my time and energy and presence. Or you can come do a workshop that we're doing in April about mental emotional mastery. And we are going to talk about being of integrity with time, which when you break down time, time's not real. It's your energy and how that looks as a trauma response. So stop committing to things that don't work for you. Get clear with your values, which we're going to also be talking about in April. And lastly, say yes to things that actually inspire you and you know you can be of integrity and fully commit. Okay? So, again, I didn't come on here to blame, shame, but I've noticed patterns with people and patterns over the last couple of years that unless someone lovingly challenges you, you're going to stay stuck in that pattern. And know that that pattern, even though it doesn't seem like it's connected to your health, I promise you that it is. So my invitation would be this week, what would it look like for you to actually shift your relationship with time? And as a result, imagine if your relationship with time and energy shifted and experience the benefit of that in your physiology. Okay? I'm wishing you all a happy Mindfulness Monday. I know I'm coming on here with intensity because I got a lot of fire energy from the weekend. It was a fucking powerful weekend. And we're doing it again in September. So if this type of conversation resonates with you, that's what we're up to. And you can ask any of the people who came, life-changing, life-altering, transformational. People's health stuff that's been going on for years, quantum healing. And I'm not just, saying that. You can hopefully sense the realness of my voice this morning because we are up to different things than what you're probably going to get out there. Because it's time for a new paradigm. It's time for a new reality in our healthcare system. And we're creating it. We're not going to play the victim. Instead of being like, oh, we're going to create it. And we're going to create a container and a space for you to step into it. So if this is resonating with you, which trust your body, reach out to us. Comment below, can share how to engage with us. Happy Mindfulness Monday, y'all. Peace, love, keep inspiring.